Finally guys, I managed to pass all these new challenges in zone operation, which was not really easy. Especially challenge 19, this challenge is crazy guys, it took me around 2 hours to complete this challenge. But I'm glad that I made it because as you can see, I got epic precision device. If you completed all these challenges too, write in comments what egg part you got. The second reward, unfortunately for me, was not that good. I was hoping to get Twisting Belt or at least the Sword of Disorder, but no guys, instead of it I got Eternal Boots. Anyway, this video is not about my rewards. In this video, I'm going to help you to pass 5 new challenges. Challenge 16, Challenge 20. So let's start from the first challenge, Challenge 16. For this challenge, I was using the Sword of Disorder, which I really recommend you. If you don't have it at least epic, then use Kunai. This challenge is not really hard, we don't have super debuffs here. From skills, Defender with Fuel in combination with Power Bullet, and if you're using Kin, then Survivor Instinct is enough to survive all waves. To easily defeat bosses, you need only your main weapon and Destroyer. Rowan Suit I recommend you here as additional protection because we have meteors here and they can accidentally hit you. The first boss is really easy, you'll defeat him in a few seconds. For me it took 5, maximum 10 seconds. The next minions are okay, but would be great if you'll have Defender, or at least Guardian for 5 stars, because as you can see, we have robots that shoot bullets. By the way guys, on my second channel you can watch full videos of how I passed all these new 5 challenges. The links on them I will leave in description and comments of this video. The second bosses look scary, but if you'll make the Sword of Domination or if you're using Kunai then Shuriken, you will not have a lot of troubles with them, just try to stay or below or above them. The last minutes will be very easy to survive, of course if you have recommended skills. Just look how it's easy with Sword of Domination, that's why I recommend you this weapon and not Kunai. Anyway, you can pass this challenge with Kunai. As you can see, at the final bosses will have not really easy bosses, that's why I recommended you Power Bullet, Survivor Instinct and Rowan Suit. And of course with Destroyer, all this together will help you to beat the final bosses and pass this challenge. This challenge is not really hard to pass, so let's go to the next one, Challenge 17. Challenge 17 is a challenge which a lot of you do not like because we have that annoying debuff, you cannot restore your health. Again, from weapons I highly recommend you to use the Sword of Disorder. If you do not have it, of course use Kunai. Skills I recommend you as for previous challenge, but in case if you're using Kunai, it might be better for you to make Force Bar here, because in the last minutes it will be very hard to survive. At the beginning, focus more on your Guardian, try to make Defender as fast as you can, and besides it, focus on Fuel. If you'll start well, then the next minutes will be very easy for you to survive. At the first boss we have a very easy boss, it will take you a few seconds to defeat it. Only the hardest part might be with that lightning, yeah, really annoying thing. Anyway, this boss is very easy to defeat, just keep a little distance from him. As I already told you guys, the key for this challenge is Defender. Faster you'll make it, then the game will be easier for you. If you'll not make it fast as I, then you'll have to be running like I'm here. The second bosses looks like not really hard, but be careful with that 3 boss. As you remember guys, you cannot restore health, so be careful with these leaves, plus we have mobs, which you can accidentally hit, so watch your steps. To survive the last minutes, especially from minute 8, you need Defender and Fuel High Star. If you'll have them and are recommended skills, then you'll not have problems here. Final bosses with skills I told you guys are really easy, it literally took me a few seconds to defeat them. Just be careful with that Zombie Rider and try to stay or below or above this boss. That's all what you need to pass Challenge 17. So let's go to the next challenge, Challenge 18. This challenge is not really easy to pass, kinda a tricky challenge. In this challenge, enemies from time to time become invisible and crit damage reduced. That's why, beside Defender, I recommend you to make Force Barrier because it slows enemies, plus invisible enemies become visible. As the main weapon, I highly recommend you to use Void Power, because here we have a lot of problems with mobs. And you could notice that instead of Kin I'm using Common here, and instead of Eternal Glows I'm using Voidbreaker Handguards. The reason is very simple, because crit damage is reduced. Instead of Common here you can use another hero, I just used a hero all of you have. The first minutes will be not really hard to survive, but from the beginning I recommend you to focus on Guardian, on Force Field and Fuel. Try to make Defender with Force Barrier as fast as you can. The first boss is very easy boss, just keep a little distance on which your drones can hit it. To survive the next minutes, as I told you, focus on your Force Field, Guardian and Fuel, try to make Defender with Force Barrier. Till minute 4 and a few seconds, if you will not make at least Force Barrier, most likely, unfortunately guys, you will die, you will lose. Yeah, this challenge is not really easy, you have to get the right skills and in the right order, unless you will lose guys. But if you'll get them the right skills, as you can see, this minute will not be really hard to survive. By the way guys, almost forgot to show you this minute with bats. To survive here, even with the right skills, you need to be close to this corner, not in the corner, and move a little to avoid invisible bats. Guys, be only in this corner because in other corners we have towers. To defeat the next two bosses, you just need to move and move. If you will not stop, they will not hit you. In the last minutes again we'll have bats, so here use the same strategy, stay close to that corner, not in the corner, and you'll survive. At minute 9, beside a lot of enemies will have that elite, most likely you will die here. Only good and working strategy against this elite is to have an extra life. And besides it, run to the opposite corner. While you'll be choosing skills, you'll be doing damage to that elite. Yeah, this moment is probably the hardest one because beside the right skills, you will need an extra life. As the final boss, we have that red boss who already played chapter 100, you know that this boss is very easy to defeat. Most of the time he's moving, so most of the time you will be escaping from him. Okay guys, this challenge might be for you hard, but as you can see, with the right skills chosen in the right order, it's possible to pass this challenge. So let's go to the next challenge, the hardest one, challenge 19. This challenge is so fucking crazy that I literally spent a few hours to pass it. In this challenge, besides being lucky with getting the right skills, you have to get them in the right order. You have to make Defender with Force Barrier as fast as you can. As priority, you have to make Force Barrier, not Defender. Without Defender, it will be still possible to survive that hardest minute. Anyway, you needed high star for 5 stars. And besides that, you will need fuel. 2 or 4 stars will be okay. So in the first minutes guys, we're getting the right skills. If you're not getting them, just quit and start again. We're focusing on Guardian, Force Field and Fuel, trying to make Defender and Force Barrier. That's what I was doing guys for a few hours. At the first boss we'll have a very easy boss, most of the time you will need to avoid these toxic pools. The hell will start after you defeat this boss from minute 4 and 30 seconds. I don't know how guys, but somehow I managed to survive without Force Barrier and Defender. If you're wondering how, you can watch the full video on my second channel, the link on it you can find in the description and comments of this video. Second bosses are also a problem because you have to avoid a lot of projectiles. To easily survive here, I recommend you to circle around these bosses and move closer to walls. It's the only good strategy as for me. To survive the last minutes, you definitely need Force Field with Fuel High Star. Defender is not super needed, you can have Guardian for 5 stars. But from minute 7, it's better to have Defender. So guys, as you can see, if you'll have a crazy luck with skills, then you'll be able to survive all these minutes. In the last minutes, in the last at least 1 minute, I highly recommend you to not move. because as the final bosses will have not really easy bosses. If you'll have a lot of biofuel on a battlefield, you will be getting a lot of skills, and when you're choosing skills, you'll be doing damage to bosses without receiving damage. This trick will help you to easily defeat the final bosses and finally pass this insane challenge, Challenge 19. It's probably the hardest challenge I ever had in this game. I wish you all to pass it, guys. So let's go to the next challenge, to the last challenge, Challenge 20. After passing Challenge 19, this challenge will be very easy. Anyway, you need the right skills to pass this challenge. For this challenge, I recommend you to use the Sword of Disorder or at least Kunai. With this weapon, to survive all waves, you need Force Barrier, Defender plus Fuel. Against bosses you need main weapon with Destroyer. As you can see, in this challenge we have annoying debuff, enemies leave poison clouds, plus we have meteors. To get rid of poison, you can with fire, so choose Molotov. Fuel bars are not really needed, so it's better to use another supply skill, like for example fuel. At the first bosses will have turrets, with the Sword of Disorder or Shuriken Kunai it will be very easy to defeat them. To survive the next minutes will be great if you'll have Defender with Molotov 4-5 stars plus Fuel high star. Unfortunately I didn't have Defender and even Guardian first, but somehow my skills allowed me to survive here. Anyway guys, it's better to have Defender because these minutes will be crazy for you. The second bosses are really easy, you just need to keep a little distance from them and your skills will do the job. The last minutes, if you'll have the right skills, you'll have Defender, Force Barrier, Fuel high star, will be really easy to survive. The last what we'll have final bosses, we'll have Zombie Riders. To easily avoid bullets, try to be or below or above them. That's all what you need guys to pass the last challenge, Challenge 20. So guys, that's all by now. I'm glad that I passed all these challenges. Don't forget to subscribe my channel and would be great if you like this video. It helps me to make a better content for you.
Game over.